This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Well, this won't be that big of a surprise to people out there who follow the real fake news, which is CNN, Fox News, anything in the mainstream, which is just lie upon lie. But Bill O'Reilly, the Illuminati puppet that he is, has brought up fake news and related it once again to Pizzagate, but pretended, of course, like he didn't know what it was, saying, this fake news stuff, I tell people that if they go on the internet, everything online is fake. Oh, as opposed to, we're supposed to take credible, deem it as credible if it comes out of your mouth because you're so trusted, you sick, perverted scumbag. We got Bill O'Reilly deflecting attention off of these pedo rings. Of course he is. He's protecting it. I wonder why. The blasphemous Bill O'Reilly, who plays the role of a Christian when he is not a Christian. His books are blasphemous. And of course he has a guest on his show who's going along with it. Bernie Goldberg. What a surprise. His name's Goldberg, another Zionist Jew shill out there talking about fake news and how damaging it is and pretty much using mind control to take things that are real and to kind of discredit it and say, you should really only be listening to Fox News and people like Bill O'Reilly who could be trusted. You can't trust anyone else out there to have an opinion on anything except for us. We don't present any facts here on Fox News or on CNN or on NBC. We present no facts at all. We show you a few pictures that we, make in a studio, things like the moon landing, which are productions. And then we tell you it's real. We hire actors to go shoot people and pretend to be cops. And we tell you it's real. I mean, it's all so ridiculous. So he has this guy, Bernie Goldberg, on. And O'Reilly starts going, what was that thing with Hillary in a pizza parlor? I mean, talk about, he says you have to be an idiot to believe it. Of course. Boy, there's just so much, evidence floating around that should incriminate this guy. And at least get some type of investigation. But of course, they don't look at this stuff because they have to cover it up. So the mainstream media, of course, is never going to talk about the photos that Alifantis has or the connections to Pegasus Museum or any of the stuff out there that people have already dug up and exposed. Of course not. They just go, oh, it's ridiculous and stupid because they expect the people listening to just go, okay, whatever you say, because people are so dumbed down from the chemicals. From the chemical baths they give us every day. So this guy, Bernie Goldberg, this is what was funny about it. I'm going to leave this video linked up below. You should watch it. It's 5 minutes. But you got to get a load of this Bernie Goldberg guy. He says, the pizza thing, the Hillary Clinton pedophilia thing that's going on, he goes, you have to be an absolute moron to believe it. And as he says that, he holds up the 666 sign, which you could see above as I've taken a screenshot of it. So you have to be a complete moron to believe it, according to Bernie Goldberg, who holds up his 666 sign. I mean, it's unbelievable how obvious this stuff is. It's unbelievable. I think you'd have to be an absolute moron to trust Bernie Goldberg, Fox News contributor. I'm good, Bernie. Maybe you should take a vacation, weekend at Bernie style. All right, Bernie? I mean, give me a break. So O'Reilly, who continues to play the role of the Republican right, and all the leftists hate him. I mean, this is all the divide and conquer nonsense, the right versus the left. And O'Reilly sits there protecting these pedophiles. Why do you think that is? Why do you think all of these guys do? Because that's their job. They're given this. These people are trained to be on the news. They don't go to school just to, I'm going to be on the news. They're trained in mind control techniques. And this is what they're using in this video, mind control techniques, because they're degrading their audience, saying if you believe in any of this stuff, you're a moron and an idiot. So the common person who might have investigated it or might think it's real but might be on the edge is going, they're telling it, yeah, it's stupid. Why am I looking into it? Then they deflect it without giving any evidence. They kind of underplay it by not even addressing, Pizzagate or Comet Ping Pong or any of it. They go, that's some pizza parlor Hillary nonsense. That's more, undermining it as far as devaluing what it really is and the importance of it. Oh, yeah, it's something that is so unimportant. We're talking about thousands of children who are being molested and sacrificed. But let's just kind of say like it's no big deal, as if somebody was doing a fake news story saying that Comet Ping Pong, was the worst pizza in the world. That's how they're acting. They're acting as if the story is just about something stupid because they won't bring attention to these pedo rings because they're cowards, and the majority of them are in these pedo rings. So they'll go out and call people like myself fake news, even though I don't claim to be news. I give my opinion on stuff. I've studied them. I've studied the occult. Okay, I see what they do. I know how they operate. I know their codes and their symbols. Through Freemasonry, through the music, through all of it. It's all there. It's all in plain sight. Anybody could go look it up for themselves. But when you try to cover up things like Pizzagate with this fake news stuff, it's just funny to me how, they're still bringing it up and they're still pushing this fake news thing. Nobody else really wants to touch on Pizzagate much anymore. You don't hear that much going on, as much as it was back in November. I'm still trying to bring attention to it because it's important, because all of these rings getting busted is important. But you could just see the mind control techniques that they use. It is so low. It is so ridiculous. And that's what they do all the time. They use, oh man, what a moron you'd have to be. And people, you might listen to me saying it, you might say, well, who cares what they have to say? Well, exactly. I could care less what Bernie Goldberg has to say, this Zionist turd that he is. But the common person hears it. This is pretty much being verbally abused. If there's somebody who believes it and is watching us, they're being verbally abused. And that's what they do. They verbally abuse their audience. They beat them down. You see it on YouTube also. A lot of channels, they'll beat their audience down. And people will be like, oh, okay, I guess this guy's a lot smarter than me. I mean, he's calling me a moron, but then he's talking about all this stuff like he's smarter. That's how it works. That's how it works. So we have Fox fake news, which is probably the fakest of fake. I mean, I don't know which one to put at number one. CNN is so ridiculously fake. It's unbelievable. But you also have Fox News, which is just straight up propaganda. It all is. I mean, it's all just ridiculous and over the top. But they're still going to bring stuff like this up. And I wanted to do a video on it because I actually see some people who are awake who still like this guy, Bill O'Reilly, who are like, oh, yeah, but this guy is an actor. He's a puppet. The guy used to be on like one of those shows like Access Hollywood or something. Inside Edition, maybe it was called. One of those shows where they talk about Hollywood and nonsense and tabloid garbage. And now he's giving people, now he's writing books about Jesus, claiming to be a Christian, and he's giving you your fake news. So think about that. I mean, how ridiculous it is. This guy was, kissing Hollywood's rear end. Now people are taking him serious for, advice on news and opinions, how people should feel if they're a Republican. He's telling you and dictating it. It's pathetic. People need to just turn their televisions off and use their own opinions. I tell people listen to this channel all the time, and I'll say it again right now. This is my opinion. We're not all going to agree on everything. You don't agree with your mom and your dad on everything. You don't agree with your wife or your husband on everything. You don't agree with your kids on everything. That's okay. It's never going to happen. Use your own discernment. There's going to be some things that I'm wrong about sometimes, but that's my opinion. And then there's obviously a lot of stuff that's factual, the signs, the symbols, the codes, decoding things. But whenever you're watching any of this stuff, don't allow any of the people to beat you down, because your opinion does matter and your insight does matter. And we all need to work together to get this information out there. Nobody's better than the next person. I'm not better than any of you. You guys aren't better than me. We're all on the same level here. We're all trying to do the same work and raise awareness and educate people on what's going on. But when you run into people who are doing videos, whether it's on YouTube or in the news, and you see them verbally abusing the audience, realize that it's a method of mind control, and that's why they do it. Because the common person feels beaten down and defeated, and then they think that the person that's doing it to them is better than them. It's something you see in broken marriages all the time, right? A husband verbally abuses the wife, beats the person down verbally. It's bad, and it's going on in the news. It's going on all over the place. So I appreciate all of your opinions and the advice that you guys give and the insight that you guys give. And just keep using your own discernment with all the channels and stuff you listen to. Don't let these people, influence you or convince you of anything. Pray on things if you really, are having a tough time with deciding if something is real or it's not. Pray on it. But don't follow garbage like Bill O'Reilly. Even if you're someone who follows this channel who believes that Trump is going to save the day. I know there's many of you out there. So that means that if you think that Trump is going to save the day, you probably might watch Fox News because it will give the same opinion. Don't watch it. Don't follow it. They're molding your opinion. And then they're discrediting things like, Comet Ping Pong, even though there's tons of stuff there that the FBI should already be inside of the place investigating. Of course, they're never going to, unless somebody, quote unquote, drains the swamp like they claimed. But this is just pathetic how they call people morons. They even hold up the 666 when they say, hey, O'Reilly, you look like a dead walking corpse. Go back into your coffin. And Bernie Goldberg, Maybe it's time you do take a weekend at Bernie's, all right, pal? Get off the air. I thank you for listening to today's show. I'll leave a video linked up. Check it out if you want a good laugh. It's so ridiculous. God bless all of you and your families.